Next, we'll talk about the Advanced Inventory add-on. Advanced Inventory includes 4 things. First, it includes the ability to track inventory in multiple inventory sites. It also gives you the ability to track serial numbers or lot numbers. It gives you the ability to use FIFO costing versus the standard average cost that's included in QuickBooks. And it gives you the ability to scan barcodes for both sales and purchase transactions. Now, I've created a separate video around Advanced Inventory. So if you're interested in the Advanced Inventory features, just ask your sales representative and they'd be happy to send you a link for that Advanced Inventory demo. But quickly, I'm going to show you just the barcoding capability in QuickBooks. And let's say you're filling out a sales order. The barcoding capability will allow you to scan in items onto your sales order. Now, if you scan the same item more than one time, it will increase the quantity as you see there. And if you scanned in a different item, it would add that item onto the form. The last thing we'll talk about around inventory are our build assembly capabilities. Now, if you do manufacturing in QuickBooks, you will be building inventory assemblies. This is the process that will allow you to take your raw material and turn it into a finished good. Now, a couple of things that are unique about assemblies in QuickBooks Enterprise is first, in QuickBooks Enterprise, we'll allow you to add up to 500 items in your assembly versus 100 in our Premier software. And QuickBooks Enterprise will allow you to make a substitution on the fly. So if you were short a particular item, you could easily choose a substitute that you have in stock. QuickBooks Enterprise will also allow you to customize this form, so if you needed to add any sort of custom fields to the form, it will allow you to do that. And it will also allow you to print this build screen if you needed to use it as a recipe or as some sort of shop floor traveler. If I had assemblies inside of this assembly, QuickBooks Enterprise would also allow me to automatically build any sub-assemblies. So that's what we refer to as top-down building. All right, next we'll talk about some features that will allow you to see your data the way you want. We'll start with the company snapshot. Now, the company snapshot gives you up-to-date information about your business. Now, you can customize this snapshot, include different applets, and there's also a payment snapshot and a customer snapshot. Next is something brand new to version 14, and that's the income tracker. The income tracker gives you an easy way to track all income-related features in QuickBooks. Now, the income tracker makes it easy to find and work with your unbilled sales, estimates, and sales orders, and also any unpaid sales like open invoices, overdue invoices, and also any paid sales. QuickBooks also includes a handy calendar, and on the QuickBooks calendar on any selected day you can see any transactions that were entered for that particular day. You could also narrow the calendar view down to a particular week or a particular day. Next, we'll talk about the Combine Report feature. This is something that's exclusive to QuickBooks Enterprise. The Combine Report feature allows you to combine reports for multiple company files. Now to use this feature, I'll just click on the Add Files button. I'll choose one or more files that I wish to combine. I can set my report date range. I'll choose which files I wish to combine. And choose whether I want to see the reports on an accrual or a cash basis. Then I simply click on the Combine Reports in Excel button. Now here's my balance sheet standard. You notice I have a list of accounts on the left-hand side. Each company file has its own column, and then we're combined in the last column. Now in order for accounts to be included on the same line, both the account name and number would need to match. Now this is our balance sheet standard. Here's the balance sheet summary. There's a profit and loss standard. There's a statement of cash flows. There's a trial balance. There's a profit and loss by class. And then you have the sales by customer summary. We also include in QuickBooks Enterprise a custom reporting tool that uses an ODBC interface. With this custom reporting tool, you can connect your QuickBooks data to any outside ODBC compliant application like Microsoft Access, Excel, or even Crystal Reports. So if there were some sort of report that you couldn't build inside of QuickBooks, very possible for you to build it outside of QuickBooks using the included ODBC interface. We also include, as I mentioned earlier, the Intuit Statement Writer. Now with the Intuit Statement Writer, you can create customized professional GAAP-compliant reports from your QuickBooks company file. You can reuse the statements for future periods. You can also reuse customized statements for other company files. Now the Statement Writer includes a number of reports that you can customize. It includes balance sheet reports, income statements, cash flow statements, budget reports, retained earnings statements. You can create supporting documentation like cover letters, audit reports, compilation reports, and review reports. You can also create your own custom statements and use them with this tool. It will allow you to create multiple reports at one time. And as I said earlier, you can save any custom formatting and use it again for different periods or different company files. I mentioned earlier that we added 2 new job costing reports. The first report we'll take a look at is the Job Work in Process Summary Report. Now this report shows you a summary of job-related information, including any estimated and actual cost, the percentage to complete, and estimated earned and actual revenue. The earned revenue column shows the amount you've earned for the job but haven't billed for the customer yet. The actual revenue column shows the amount you've already billed for. Now the other report is the committed cost by job report. Now this report shows the committed cost for each job. Now this report is unique because it includes committed costs. Those are costs that you'll get from item receipts or purchase orders, and includes an unpaid wages column, which is made up of time that you have for employees, not included on a paycheck. Next, we'll talk about the different ways that you can access QuickBooks Enterprise. I mentioned earlier that QuickBooks Enterprise is the only version of our software that scales from 1 all the way up to 30 simultaneous users. QuickBooks Enterprise is also the only version of our software that we support in a terminal services or remote desktop services environment. And what that means is this. This is the normal installation for a QuickBooks product. You notice that QuickBooks is installed on each of the workstations, and then they share a data file located in a central location. If you have remote users, the remote user would need to log into one of the computers, and they'd take over that computer as if they were sitting there. In a Windows Terminal Services or remote desktop services environment, QuickBooks Enterprise is only installed on your remote desktop server, and then users log into the server to access QuickBooks Enterprise and that shared data. This is the most efficient way to run QuickBooks Enterprise. Now you could also sign up for our QuickBooks Enterprise Solutions hosting service and spend less time managing that technology. For just $54.95 per user per month, we take all of the IT hassles out of it for you. QuickBooks Enterprise will also allow you to work in two company files at the same time. To access this feature, we'll go to File, choose Open Second Company. Now QuickBooks will tell me that I will have full QuickBooks functionality in my primary company file and a few restrictions in my second company file. The Help Index has a complete list of all the restrictions. I'll choose the company file that I wish to open, and now I'm in my secondary company file. You could also change the color scheme in QuickBooks to help identify different company files. Now my second company file will say secondary at the top. My primary file will say primary, and I can easily switch back and forth between company files.